You're standing right in front of someone you've met 3, maybe 4 times. They smile, extend a hand, and their name is cleanly, entirely absent. What follows is 12 seconds of pure improvised theater. You subtly angle your body, desperately hoping someone else in the room says their name first, or that your phone rings, or the building catches fire. Many people walk away from these moments feeling a quiet sense of shame, assuming that forgetting a name is a sign of being careless, rude, or unintelligent. In reality, chronic name forgetting is a byproduct of a specific cognitive process. Once you look at exactly what the brain is doing during an introduction, the reasons for the lapse become clear. This specific type of forgetting happens when the brain's processing capacity is already fully committed to the environment. During a standard introduction, your brain is working through a massive checklist. It's reading facial expressions, registering their tone, figuring out social context, and calculating how to respond. To understand exactly why the name disappears, we have to look at the exact millisecond the handshake occurs and see why the mind struggles to hold on to that single piece of data. This is a representation of the working memory in your prefrontal cortex. At the moment of introduction, this space is already full. You are reading expressions, judging social standing, and drafting your next sentence. Your brain is juggling 6 things at once. Into this overcrowded space, the other person hands you an arbitrary sound, their name. Because the brain is too busy to manage it, the name often bounces off and falls away. People with social anxiety or high self-awareness experience a more crowded funnel. Their internal monologue, worrying about eye contact or handshakes, fills the processing space before the name even arrives. This mirrors the next-in-line effect, documented by psychologist Malcolm Brenner in 1973. He found that when people wait to speak in a group, their memory for what the person right before them said drops significantly. The mind is already busy preparing its own performance. It is moving half a step into the future, which means the name offered in the present is often never recorded at all. Even if the name clears that initial bottleneck, it faces a structural problem. Names are often semantically empty. They don't naturally connect to other information you already know. This is known as the Baker-Baker paradox, first detailed in a 1987 study by McWeeny and Ellis. One group was told a person was a baker by profession. Another was told the person's last name was Baker. The group that learned the job remembered the word far more reliably. The profession baker activates a web of associations: bread, ovens, and early mornings. The name baker triggers nothing. It is an isolated dot. The brain prioritizes information that has a place to land. Names float rootless in the mind because they lack these built-in conceptual hooks. Because the brain is efficient, it often discards these isolated fragments of data in favor of information that carries more context and meaning. This doesn't change how it feels to have your name forgotten. To the person on the other end, the lapse feels like a sign that they didn't matter enough to be remembered. However, human memory stores experiences as patterns and impressions. It prioritizes information based on high emotion, surprise, and how it connects to existing knowledge. Consider what sticks in your mind after attending a funeral. You likely remember the smell of the flowers, the specific weight of the silence, or a story someone told that resonated with you. You almost certainly do not remember the text printed on the order of service. Your brain decides what is significant. In the context of a person, the name is the printed order of service. It's a label, while their stories and personality represent the actual experience. People who struggle with names are often associative thinkers. Their memory functions by cataloging the context of an interaction rather than the labels attached to it. They might remember the specific way you laughed or a unique opinion you shared years ago. They are capturing the details of the conversation, even while the name fails to register. You can work around this by repeating the name immediately upon hearing it. This technique helps to manually force a connection between the new sound and the information you are already processing. Understanding this can help remove the shame associated with forgetting. It is not an indication that you are dismissive of others. Failing at the mechanical task of holding an arbitrary syllable is often just the result of a mind that is focused on more complex social and emotional data. The name is often the least interesting thing about a person. While the label might be lost, the brain is still busy recording the traits and stories that actually define who someone is.